Hello, everyone. I want to tell you a little bit about the changes we have on the new patient tracker version 2.8. Try to make it simpler, a little more streamlined, easier to use, easier to look at the analytics stuff. So we've made a lot of changes. On this page, which is the instructions page, you can see below the different release information, what we try to make changes on. Over here is the marketing channels. These marketing channels you'll see are available in the drop downs. Those are available to be changed, but you have to convince me, because when I change it for one person, I change it for everybody. These are just kind of my way of keeping some normalization. Here's where we put the client name to show on the reports. It's really easy to use this tool. Every day you come in here. Now, if you want to go to the bottom of this, you can want to go to the bottom of this really easily. You just press Control Shift and the down arrow takes you to the bottom, and you just, if there's a space in between, you might have to press it a couple times, but you can see here it'll take you to the bottom. So that's one way to get to the bottom. There's a couple other tricks, but I think we'll just go with that one for now. So just press Control Shift down. These blue fields are the ones where you can select information. We'll show you where on the setup page where you can define your own things, whether it's reactivation or new patient. You put in the referral source. If you think there's a second source or whatever, you can put that in there. That's not required. What is required are these 4 fields that are in red. The other ones are not. If you want to capture email cell, some people do. If you want to capture the treatment plan value, that as well. Now you'll notice here, you'll see this thing that says invalid. What that means is it says, I don't recognize the referral source. So we have to come over here on the referral source and put in, let's find one that's missing. In this case, Pediatric Association. So I could just copy that, Control C, come in here, find an empty spot, put it in, give it an assignment. Probably that's a bad one. I probably put in, I don't know what I put in there, maybe a doctor or something. Okay, so now when I go back, you'll see that, guess what? There's an answer there, and that invalid goes away. All right, one of the changes we made here too is if you're not using a second source, it used to say invalid, but now it just says nothing, which is actually more correct. So you don't want to have any invalids, because that means that the answers are not going to be as accurate as they could be. So this is just a way to remind you we need an answer everywhere. Okay, once you enter that information in, the referral sources are here. This is a way, if you want to use this as a tickler file, you don't have to. Just say, I want to keep in touch with these people. When's the last time I contacted them? It's just kind of a simple contact database. Over here is the answers to see, in this case, on the drive-bys. In this case, they had 2 in December, 0 in January, 18 last year, 19 this year, 0 so far this year. And then this is how much is spent on marketing dollars. And then you can kind of see on a campaign level how much it's costing you per patient. That's kind of cool. A lot of calculations here, so we don't want to add any more of this because it kind of slows it down because the calculations are going through the web. Over here on the setup page, here's where you put in your new patient plan for last year, this year, last couple of years, I guess, in 20. It goes all the way to 2025. So this is your plan. This is your actual encounters that you can come in and put. This is your marketing budget here that you can put. I'm going to skip the gift card because I don't want people to use that. The new patient, here's where you can put in different, if you had like a 36-month recall or whatever you want to call it, you could do that. So there's up to 6 options. I don't know that we'll use 6 options. Most people just do new patient reactivation. Reactivation is whatever you define. One of the things about this tool that's nice is different systems define new patients differently. They might say in medical world, 99201, 99202, 203, 204, 205. Dental world, they use different codes, but sometimes that's just not the case. You're selling cash services. You're selling things that you want to consider that a new patient, and the system doesn't really coordinate with you very well. Plus, it doesn't really give you the granularity that this system does. Over here is where you can assign your vendors, or actually that's right here, and assign them a marketing thing. I forgot to show you here on the referral sources, if in this case, add. Okay, so if I add another time, it says, whoa, you've already got that one. Okay, so you don't want to have it twice. You just want to have it once. Okay, so over here on setup, we just recommend doing this once a year. You come in here and you say, okay, well, here's all my vendor spend. This is how much I spent for the year. And my vendors, just get this from your P&L, put it in here. If you're a client, we'll do it for you. Campaigns, if you want to track a specific campaign, you can. It's a lot of work. I don't know that I would, but you could if you wanted to. Some people do. And then that kind of leads up to this. Okay, so here's the daily results. Some people use Scheduling Institute. And so these numbers that you have in this column should line up with Scheduling Institute. We have a new feature now where every week you're going to get basically the last 2 weeks of information emailed to you. So this is going to go to the doctor and to the office manager. So that's a little bit nice thing for the doctor to see. It's also kind of a reminder to get it in because it's going to the doctor at Monday morning at 8 a.m. So you want to have that ready. Over here, some stats for the year, some stats for the months. All these months dynamically change. So next month that would be February, and it would just kind of rotates down. I believe there's 36 months there. I think there's, 8 years worth. Over here is kind of your top referral sources. That's nice to know who's helping you out. We got a couple years there, last year and this year. And then over here is kind of the what we're all going for is shows you your new patients for the last 4 years, the percentage of the total, the dollars spent, the cost per new patient, and then we do a further categorization where we say, well, I also want to know my internal, external breakout. So I've assigned each one of these an internal, external category. Really you want to get at least half, if not 60, 65, 70% of your new patients from internal sources because it saves a lot of money and it's really effective. And so then over here, it gives the percentage breakout and it does the cost. Now these costs might be a little bit inflated, but actually they're probably not too bad because we typically see internal sources somewhere around $5 and external $100, $200 a lot. So just a reminder to do internal marketing, and it saves everybody a lot of money. But this is going to give you the granularity that you need. We are always looking for ways to improve it. Basically based off what I see, how people are using it, and then feedback from different people. That's how it improves. All right, so that's a summary of version 2.8. Thanks.